We all know that coronary artery disease is the number one leading cause of death, globally 31% mortality, and in India also it's the number one leading cause of death. 12 to 16% of CAD patients are young and less than 40 years. And if you see 21st centuries, diabetes, lipids, hypertension, hemostatic, behavioral, these are the, if you see lipids, diabetes and hypertension, they are leading to increased cardiovascular mortality and number one causes of mortality. And if you see, only 60% of those who develop coronary events have only one or even none of the traditional risk factors. So the traditional risk factors are found only in 60% of people. And 40% of people don't have traditional risk factors. And there the role of inflammation is there. There are certain things which are yet to be understood in cardiovascular disorders. Inflammation is basically one of those pathophysiology which is very important, leading increased mortality. And if you see the Framingham estimate 10-year risk, in the Jupiter trial, it was found that those people who had increased C-reactive protein, and on those people even other risk factors were not there, only CRP was raised. When these people were given statins, they have a benefit. So in 2003, it was said that measurement of HSCRP may help direct further evaluation. In 2010, CRP was said to be measured in elderly people, but in 2013, it is said that use of HSCRP for stratifying high-risk patient for atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. If you see the basically the pathophysiology of atherosclerosis, once the LDL get into the endothelium, it get oxidized, and this oxidized LDL then causes trigger of inflammation. And if you see this oxidized LDL, it works on two pathways, NFK beta pathway and kynurenine pathway, and it promotes inflammation and atherosclerosis, leads to progression of atherosclerosis. And there is basically the target on kynurenine pathway and NFK beta pathway where this concumurin acts on. This is basically NFK beta anti-inflammatory, and other is 3-HAA anti-inflammatory metabolites in the kynurenine pathway. So these are two novel basically pathways which are basically being researched on by Cadila for development of this molecule, and they have got some studies which basically have shown a reduction of atherosclerosis. Up till this date, we are using statins, and statins are the only molecule which have shown reduction in atherosclerosis by acting on this pathway, and now they are basically bringing up this molecules, curcumin and 3-HAA anti-inflammatory metabolites. And if you see this 3-HAA, 3-hydroxyanthranilic acid is a metabolite which is basically derived from the metabolism of tryptophan. In macrophages, it leads to inhibition of nuclear factor K beta, and it leads to inhibition of inducible nitric oxide synthase and antigen independent cytokine production. And this is the mechanism by which it acts on inflammation, and it leads to reduction in atherosclerosis. It plays an important role in immunoregulation. They have done studies on mice where they have given this 3-HAA and have shown that the genes which are responsible for lipid metabolism, for increase in lipids, the genes which were responsible, they were inhibited by giving this enzymes. They had shown a reduction in plasma lipid level, very good reduction with 3-HAA by 1/3 to 2/3 level. They have also shown reduction in CD4 T cells in atherosclerotic lesions. When they have done the biopsy in those mice which were well fed on high cholesterol diet, then they were given this 3-HAA, and they have shown that giving this molecule reduces the impression of CD4 T cell count in the inflammation in the endothelium, and that leads to reduction in atherosclerotic lesion. So it's an intermediate product of kynurenine pathway. It has clinically significant benefit in powerful inhibitor of atherosclerotic lesion. It has got beneficial effect on lipid metabolism with reduced VLDL, chylomicrons, and increased HDL levels, and it can significantly reduce vascular inflammation. So if you see by inhibiting NF-K beta pathway, they can reduce the inflammatory stimuli, they can reduce the activation of NF-K beta, and then release of inflammatory mediators, which leads to decrease in atherosclerosis. Similarly, the action which has got in rheumatoid arthritis by decreasing inflammation, they are saying that these pro-inflammatory cytokines which leads to increase in atherosclerosis can be inhibited by giving this compound. So in conclusion, despite optimum therapy with current drugs like statins, we have got a residual risk. These patients need some more molecules, and maybe in future the molecules like these can act on atherosclerosis process and reduce the plaque burden in these patients. Thank you.